It's absolutely pouring with rain. It's looking like yet another washout summer at Mapperton, and one thing that we don't need is any additional stress and strain, but of course Mapperton, there's always something happening to make life difficult, and today we've got a major part of what looks like a beech tree up here that has come down and is blocking the entrance, and you can see we have a coach around the side here that can't get through because of the branch. So we've had Lander on the chainsaw. Luckily it looks as though the path has been cleared. Well done, Lander. How'd it go?
That's all right.
All done?
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully. And I think these poor people in the coach might have been waiting for some time, which is incredibly annoying for them, because I think they might even have been sitting in this coach for an hour whilst everybody cleared away the branches. So when it rains, it pours at Mapperton. I hope they're all in good humour and they're going to have a good time in the gardens and get some warm coffees and cakes and scones and things to cheer them up. It looks also as though the road was blocked here, which meant that people couldn't even get around from where they were staying in the keeper's cottage as well. Oh my goodness, that really is quite something. Well, this is all because last night we had a storm hit Mapperton and we've had winds of 30-40 miles an hour, causing all these problems. So yeah, luckily the team were here and able to do something about it relatively quickly, but it looks like we're going to have quite a lot more work that's going to need to be done on this tree, because obviously a major limb has come down. Really lucky that it didn't actually hit anybody. I'm here at the site of the beech that fell yesterday, and this was super dramatic because it was a stormy day. We had a lot of rain, and I think the weight of the water on the limbs here just caused this whole section to come down. And the guys have been up and they've discovered that actually it's rotten up there. We had that coach sitting here for an hour. They couldn't get through, but luckily the team were here very quickly and managed to make it safe. And now there's just a little bit more to do before we come back and remove the whole thing. But part of the plan has been to try and winch to pull this out and see what happens. So they're going to have one more go and see whether we can clear this tree. Now, this might not be the safest place to be, because as they pull that, this whole section might come crashing down. So, Chris, I think we're gonna move to this side. No.
About 6 inches deep in there, so
It's not going to come.
it was worth a punt.
It was worth a punt. We're back at Greenaway Barn, which is down to the south of the estate, and we're here with one of Mapperton Live's most popular characters, and that of course is Raymond. Raymond, you know you got a big fan base out there.
Have I?
Yeah.
So where are they? In America?
They're in America. Well, they're around the worof
Around the world.
and they're thinking of you, and they're wondering where's Raymond been, and the answer to that is
Working.
some of the time
Yeah.
you've been here.
I'll have to have a week off and go around and visit them all.
Yeah, do you know what? I think they'd have you to stay.
Would they?
Yeah, give us some comments. If you'd like Raymond, if you want to invite Raymond to come and stay, you might get all sorts of exotic invitations.
We get a nice big Chevy we could go around, Chris. You could be my driver.
A Chevy, is that your kind of car for... Surely you're a bit more of a muscle car person, aren't you?
Well, Chevy is a muscle car.
Is it a muscle car?
Yeah, 420 cubic inch.
Yeah. By the way, this is something that is not known, but Raymond is a petrol head, piston head. What's the right word?
Petrol head.
So tell us your favourite American cars. Come on.
It got to be a Mustang 350 Boss.
Yeah. That's got real grunt, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a smaller, quite small one, but it's where did I know Steve Queen did it. He drove it through San Francisco in Bullet.
Did he? Yeah. That was a good film, wasn't
I actually
it?
saw one the other day for £41,000, and I thought,
treat yourself.
when would I drive it?
Can't drive it in the narrow Mapperton lanes, really. Can
Well,
you?
you'd hear me coming and probably see me every day in the petrol station.
That's true.
That's right, Betty.
Yeah. Now this is somewhere we've been before on Mapperton Live, and it's one of those projects that goes on and on and on. And the reason it goes on and on and on is because this is a barn, an old stone barn. Probably what date do you reckon it is, Raymond? Late 18th century.
18.
I
Yeah,
think
17 something.
1780, something like that.
Yeah, it's a lovely stonework on the coins.
There is, isn't there?
Yeah.
And it's a barn that actually doesn't serve much of a purpose these days. It's being used for tyre storage, and yet it's a barn that we as an estate have a legal responsibility to maintain. But there's always other priorities, aren't there? You know, when there's a leak in the main house, or the village has lost water, or there's something's gone down, Raymond, it's hard to prioritise this, isn't it?
Yeah, or else the winter says we can't get down here.
Because in the winter it's so wet you can't get down through the field. But anyway, we're here. And Raymond, tell us what you're doing at the moment.
Well, I'm finishing off the roof.
Yeah.
Cutting the tiles in, and then when Darren comes back, we've got to point the front of this house. We've got to infill some of this stonework bits.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, that coin will fall down.
Eventually it'll come down.
It's on the way now, and it's so tip over. But we've got to put stone in there because it's all, going to come out.
And it is the rain comes from this direction, does it?
Yeah,
so
that's where the winter comes.
So
this is open. Over there, see the wind's behind the hill.
Yeah.
This is south there. I think this barn must run north to south.
But the good news is I can see you've really put some
we
new boards in.
Yeah, we put some serious boards in there, new rafters, new barge boards.
You call those are the barge boards, yeah?
The barge boards, inner ones are the rafters.
And what timber we use for that?
We just used ordinary pine. It's been tannalised because
Tannalised pine.
we'll never get down here to paint it.
Yeah. So
we will. It'll be on a load scale, so it'll get left behind.
Yeah. And you put in new rafters as well?
No, we just put in an A-frame in there to prop the roof up.
Right. Oh, I see.
We've put in there was a beam there.
Right.
But we put in a frame.
Did you have to clamber over these tyres to do that?
Yeah, we actually put the ladders down, put a plank there, made it safe.
Made it safe to do that. Yeah.
We'd have got hurt.
Right. So it's got an A-frame, so the roof is stable.
Yeah, when it's windy, it doesn't flex up and down. We've got a swift nest up over here, so I don't know what we're going to do with that one. Up over the back, inside.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The swift in there.
Are they here at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah. What, some little swifts?
No, they're just
fledgling,
sitting. We might just leave a tile off and then come down at our leisure and put it back on.
Right.
So he can have because he's come all this way, hasn't he?
He's come a long way, yeah.
Come a long way I can't throw him out.
Last time we came here, we talked about how this would be the most wonderful kind of off-grid dwelling. You could put up some solar, and it could have a purpose, because my great frustration with these buildings, particularly when they're just used to store old tractor tyres, is they're just not really doing anything, and yet we have to maintain them. So Raymond, over here then we've got tiles that obviously are missing from the roof. Have you got
that's-
them all, or have we got to get some new ones?
No, 'cause we've gone sort of like a third of the way along, and I'm just putting them in there now.
Right.
Cutting them in underneath there. We've done
Yeah.
we've done the other side.
Show us where you've done them.
Patched up this side. Because these roll off at the bottom. Put on a new fascia board.
Yeah.
That's where the roof had collapsed in. We propped it up. We just got to straighten the tiles up.
Is there more propping up to do where it's dipping there?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But we can do that with a jack.
And have you got a ridged?
Yeah, we've got some 2 ridge tiles to put on.
2 ridge tiles to put on the top there. So
Yeah.
it's nearly done.
Nearly done.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. What are these tiles made of, Raymond?
Clay,
So they're fired clay,
Bridgewater tiles, double Roman.
double Roman.
And they're probably, it's quite funny, they're probably 150 odd years old.
What, the tiles themselves?
Yeah.
What do you think the original roof was made of here?
Don't know what it was. Might have even been thatched, Luke.
Could have been thatched, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But even these tiles, 150 years old.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Now we're putting them back on houses, aren't we?
We are. And if we're missing them, can you get new ones
Yeah.
easily?
Yeah, they're a little bit of money, but we managed to get some. They're triple Roman the other side,
Right.
and we managed to get some in a reclamation yard down near Glastonbury.
Glastonbury.
Yeah.
That's quite good. We've got Glastonbury tiles here at Mapperton.
Well, that's where they were all sort of made down that area.
Right. Cool. Well, because that's where the clay was. I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. Fantastic, Raymond. We will leave you be.
Okay, all right.
Carry on the good work. I'm standing outside Mapperton on a glorious summer evening to let you know that we've still got a couple of places left on our Grand Historic Tour starting this October. It's an opportunity to come and stay at Mapperton as guests of Julie and me for 5 days, and we do some extraordinary things. We eat incredibly well, wonderful wines, we're looked after by Dan the butler, and there are these extraordinary excursions to other historic houses belonging to friends of ours. This year there were excursions to Sherborne Castle and also Athelhampton House, as well as the wonderful Jurassic coastline that we have here. Plus, of course, tours of the house, tours of the gardens, rewilding. We absolutely pack it in. It's an experience you will simply never forget, and you'll make some wonderful friends, including us, of course. So if you're interested in more, please look at the following website, grandhistorictours.com, and we'd love to see you here.
They're absolutely fantastic, beyond wildest dreams.
Excursions, visiting the other country homes, the house itself, the history, the walkthrough with your parents, everything was just an experience that we wouldn't get.
Every aspect of it, the attention to detail that the staff and you and Julie have has just been, it's been incredible. It's been the trip of a lifetime for us. We were just talking about that this morning.
The experience, I should say, was incredible. From meals to conversations to stories to gardens to the rewilding project, it was fabulous.
I loved Athelhampton Gardens because I love gardens, and it was spectacular.
My favorite was trekking around to see all the wilding.
And the variety is what's so fantastic, because you're seeing manor houses, you're seeing Tudor homes, as well as the fossil beach.
There's not enough words to describe it, that it is magical. It's the only thing I can think of.
I'm up at Coltley today and really pleased to be meeting Graham Lyons. Graham,
how you doing?
Fantastic that you're here. And
I'm sorry, I've just spotted them off. I've just got to get that before it flies off. What is? Oh, it's a noctua. It's a Quaker of some kind, and I'm gonna regret not having my net right at hand.
Do you want me to get your net for you?
It's smoky wainscot.
A smoky wainscot.
Yeah.
I think that gives it away. that Graham is an expert entomologist who's come to Mapperton as part of our project to do a baseline survey of all of the invertebrates that we have here. And you look at this field and you think, gosh, you know, what rich botany, what variety we've got. Does that translate into the insect life?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. This is certainly one of the best compartments you've got here. But the invertebrate life is not as exciting as it could be. There's a lot of plants, and therefore species that only eat that particular type of plant.
Yeah.
You would expect them to be here, but so far I'm not seeing huge amounts of diversity on this site. And it may well be down to a prior history of very hard sheep grazing across the estate, which has suppressed invertebrate numbers historically. Because there's something really important with really good invertebrate sites called habitat continuity.
Right.
And that's something that comes from time, you know. A site that's been brilliant for biodiversity for decades, if not centuries, will have the richest fauna. So basically that takes a while to build up. But you guys are doing everything right now, so.
Well, we've got the ingredients and we've got the plan, and if the insects aren't here now, obviously the great hope is that they will come, and that's a reasonable expectation, isn't it?
Absolutely.
What sort of charismatic species would you hope to see back here that you haven't spotted?
Well, I mean, it's all about the numbers, really. I wouldn't really talk too much about individuals because I sample.
So it's abundance.
I sample very much in terms of guilds.
Yeah.
And species richness and that side of things. And the species counts I'm getting here are very low. You know, again, the soil. You've got the soils. You've got these amazing underlying geology which drives this incredibly botanically species rich habitat, like this sort of fen mire we're in here, which is just, you know, you've got things from water figwort there to water mint to greater bird's foot trefoil, betony, corky fruited water dropwort. But I mean, you can see something there that feeds specifically on a certain food type, like food plant. This is one of your burnet moths. It's going to be 6-spot burnet at this time of year, and these feed on particularly bird's foot trefoils. And in this environment, almost certainly feeding on the greater bird's foot trefoil. But yeah, it's one of those things with grazing. If grazing is too hard for too long, you can have the plants present, but they'll be grazed so tightly down that they don't produce foliage, they don't produce flowers.
Right.
And if you have a history of that, then you won't have. You know, if the caterpillars of that has no leaves to eat because they're grazed so tightly, it can't survive here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the minute that it can, they'll come in. But those populations take a long time to build up, and it's like, you know.
And have you found any species that surprised you?
Yeah, I've actually got one in my pocket. If I can find it in all these tubes, I saved it to you from earlier. I've got a load of.
I wish I had my son Nestor here because he's the entomologist in the family.
I've got a load of micro moths in here which I need to.
Micro moth.
Well, yeah, you can't put them. If I can't identify them from memory, they need to go in their own private tubes because you can't put them in a tube of alcohol.
Right.
But this is a scarce weevil from your arable reversion on
the gallows.
Forgive me, I don't know the names.
Right, yeah.
I've just been given a list of numbers. This is Hadroplontus trimaculatus, which is a naturally scarce weevil on thistle, but it's unlike its much commoner cousin Hadroplontus latura. This is specifically on musk thistle and welted thistle, which I know you've got musk thistle in that field.
Yes.
And I saw it there last time, but I thought I'd save that one to show because that's actually quite nice. I've only ever seen that at 3 sites in Sussex, and they're all very light soils on chalk.
I think if we manage to get you excited about a species at Mapperton, that's a win for Mapperton.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
And so technique then, what's the technique for the survey?
Well, we've selected 8 fields in advance to give a representative sample of the site.
Yeah.
So that they give good spatial coverage, good habitat coverage, historic issues, future management, etc., etc. And 8 is a compromise, but it's what we've got. Then it's 6 visits from April to September.
Right.
And then within each field, we'll spend 30 minutes recording. So you put 30 minutes on the clock, and then you just record like mad. So I've got 5 minutes left in this field.
5 minutes on the clock.
So if we can have a go, we can have a go with that.
Let's go do it. So
I must remember to put that was Tom, by the way. I put the 5 minutes on the clock, and Yeah, and then we can perhaps go and do a bit more in
Right.
the next. The next compartment is just right there, so maybe start from scratch. It's always a bit more exciting at the start because every species is new for the compartment, whereas I've already recorded quite a few in this one. So
can we just point out your kit here?
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
You do look like you've just walked off the set of Ghostbusters with this kind of contraption.
So this is a leaf blower rigged up in reverse with a bag on the end for sucking bugs up out of the ground. Carefully deposited under my armpit. A big massive tray, which I'll show you why I have that in a minute, and a sweep net.
And a sweep net.
So
right.
it's a butterfly net / sweep net hybrid, which I kind of concocted.
Right.
Because I can use it for catching butterflies and bees, but I can also use it for sweep netting. Now I can't believe how much this flea bane has grown up. It's like 3 foot tall.
It's extraordinary, isn't it?
This has got its own flea beetle on it. Well, it's got a tortoise beetle. It's got several tortoise beetles on it and assorted different species that are associated with it. So we'll see if we can get one of those. If not, we'll try. I think I might just come back to this. Do a slight come back to this open area.
And Graham, you want the sun to be out? Is that right?
You do if possible, but more importantly, it needs to not be raining.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a mother of pearl moth there. There it goes, flying off there. You want it to be not raining, preferably above 16, 17 degrees.
Yeah.
And super windy is frustrating and quite difficult, you know.
So actually today's not bad.
Today, for this year, today's the best day of the week, I think. Yeah, so let's have a look what we got in here, and then we'll have just enough time to run the suction sampler around as well. Yeah, I've got 3 minutes on this one.
Stop the clock.
Do a suction. Oh no, so the sampling through the net also counts as the time. Many of the same species as we already had. Oh, but there's Edamira nobilis, the swollen-thighed flower beetle. There's the male, who actually has swollen thighs. Male and female.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
He's got some serious muscle.
Yeah. And here's an apionid weevil. We have loads of these. They're often quite difficult to do in the field, but yeah, that's one for the microscope.
He's going in the alcohol.
Yeah, I can't do that in the field. We've got Lerinioides cornutus, a very common spider in damp habitats.
Right.
I haven't got the flea beetle this time, but we have had it in this field before. I keep saying flea beetle, I mean tortoise beetle.
And are you coming back? This is to create the baseline. How frequently will you want to come back to monitor?
I mean, it depends how quickly you are changing things, but I tend to say 5 years is the best. You know, 5 year repeats is best. Right, let's give this a go. See what we get.
You're not following a specific transect then?
No. So I'll come to that when this is up.
Right.
No, yeah, you probably can't hear me with that one, can you? Common carpet. Right, that's too wet. Too wet for the sucker, that is. I may have already ruined it. Yeah, I've hit moisture. So the worst thing with this is to hit water. But I think I have, yeah, big time. Oh dear. Never mind. Yeah, this is what I was trying to avoid doing.
Well, because it needs to be dry really to have suction.
Yeah. Capsusator. What we got here? One of the piratas, one of the wetland wolf spiders. Microscope job. This is the nymph of Cicadella viridis. That's the hopper Neophilanus lineatus, a grassland specialist. Grass being common, it's a very, very common species. This is a stenus. There's about 80 of them. Microscope job. Oh look, we have got a tortoise beetle, but we've got the really little one. We haven't got the exciting rare one.
Is he called a tortoise beetle because he's got a shell?
Basically, the wing cases look very much like a tortoise.
Looks like the scutcheon.
I mean, if I flip it over, look, you see it's underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does look like a tortoise
Yeah.
on its back. That's
Yeah.
Castida flaviolus, which is new for today.
New for today.
And there's the time.
Hooray,
There's
5
the
minutes
time.
is up.
Start a
Graham.
show, I'll finish.
Graham, we've interrupted enough, but we are really grateful for your expertise and your energy and all the things that you're finding here.
No worries.
And please keep coming. And hopefully we will see the return of many species that you aren't seeing today in the coming years.
Yeah, it should be good.
Fantastic. We'll leave you be.
Cheers.
Cheers. We are here in the play area. This one's called the beaver play area.
Beaver
isn't it,
play
Ben?
area, yeah.
Yeah, and that's because there are beavers somewhere. No?
No, well, somewhere.
I don't know if people have ever seen
don't
our
think
beaver
that-
play
no.
area, but
No.
it's the greatest thing ever. If I was only sort of 4 years old, I just wouldn't want to go anywhere except stay at Mapperton. So Ben, how do these things work? What happens?
It is just basically filling up that top with water and then just letting gravity do the work and pulling up the little chutes on the end.
Isn't this fabulous? So we grab a bucket.
Grab a bucket.
Yeah, we go over to the water dispenser and we get a bit of water. And of course beavers need water, but they also like making dams, don't they?
Yeah, so I
So-
think the idea is as well that they've got little blocks in there as well, so they can fill up that top bit with loads of water.
So here goes the water. Yeah. And then
And then I think they're supposed to
maybe
build
a bit more water is
maybe a
needed,
bit more
isn't it?
water.
Yeah.
I'll start building a dam.
Can you start building a dam?
I'll start
'Cause
building a dam.
There's just no point in releasing the water without a dam. We've got some proper hydrological experimentation going on here to see how well our dams will hold. Ben, are you any good at dam building?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Yeah. You've built the real thing, haven't you?
Yeah.
With the help of real beavers.
Toy
Okay.
beavers should
I'm
be
not
fine.
sure. You're kind of reinforcing your dam there.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
to reinforce
Do
it.
you think if
Yeah,
you have one
I've
that
learned from
way-
my mistakes.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
What about, one of the things in ecology to realise is that actually what you quite want is a leaky dam, because the water needs to be able to flow, and if it keeps rising, it's just going to flood. So you want your dam to leak a bit, and I reckon Ben's dam
It's
is
going to be a
to
leaky.
leak.
It's
going
going
to
to
be a leaky
yeah,
one,
it's
isn't
going
it?
to spring a leak.
Right, so we got a bit more in here, like that. And what do we do?
I reckon just open up the middle one.
Open up the
Yeah,
middle
yeah.
one. Whoa, look at that. That is absolutely pouring out at quite a rate of knots. If we do another one there, look at that. Yeah, excellent, excellent. And Ben, your dam is, I mean, it's not really holding much, but I think we need a bit more water. This is just hours of fun. So if you're a kid, you've built your dam there, and then you can put another dam there.
Another dam there.
And then you've got lakes, haven't you? You've got
Yeah,
ponds.
little ponds. But yeah, I mean, normally what they tend to do is just fill that all the way up to the top, and then they just sort of let everything go in one big.
In one big sploosh.
Yeah.
Do you mean we haven't done it as dramatically?
I don't think we've done it as dramatically because
No,
I think we've lost the
okay.
sort of effect of it.
But Ben, I hear that we've got another addition to the play area, which is really what we've come to see today.
Yeah, no. So we just myself and the team of volunteers that we got here a couple of weeks ago decided that we were going to make a bug hotel for Mountjoy School, which is just in Bedminster. So they come on a Monday and they come and have a walk around Mapperton and pick up leaves and everything else and sort of sticks as well. So we thought if they're doing that, we'll try and get them to put it into an area where it's going to be sort of beneficial for rewilding and everything else. So we decided to build them a bug
So you've
hotel.
actually built a bug hotel.
Do
you know what?
Built
This,
a bug
this
hotel.
brings me back to a holiday that I had with the two boys in France about 15 years ago, when they were really quite small, and we went off and we had a wonderful picnic under a shady tree, and suddenly we were infested with ants, and I thought, oh my goodness, got to get out of here. And the boys thought, no, let's build them a home. And for the next 2 hours they created exactly what you're talking about, a bug hotel. I suspect this one has had a little bit more professional construction.
Well, I don't know about that.
Come and show me. This is the bug hotel. What do we charge bugs a night?
A lot.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, a lot. You know, you just look at the build quality.
You certainly do, and the comfort.
Yeah, the comfort of that
this
as well.
Egyptian cotton that I can see there, the 1,000 spring mattresses. I mean, Airbnb, this must be going for a good few hundred a night, I should think. But Ben, so describe what's happening in here.
So what we've literally just done, we've got a load of old spare pallets. I've been saving them for a long time for sort of a reason for this or other things. Just literally stacked them up on top of each other, screwed them together so they're not going to move. And then we sort of added a little bit of sort of fancy decoration just to the front of it, just to make it look.
It's got
fun.
battlements.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
And
have we actually got any bugs? I mean,
not yet. I mean, what we're doing is we're finding, sort of rotten pieces of wood like this.
Yes.
That's probably got all matter of things in there, but obviously, as we just had a lot of rain, we're not going to see a huge amount. But so that's what we're doing. So hopefully, the more they put in there, we'll get some wool and stuff like that, just to sort of really try.
So when they come from Mountjoy, one of their jobs each time they come is to put sort of organic bits and pieces in here.
Whatever they're finding.
The odd leaf
as well. So
the odd bit of timber, and then over time we're hoping that this is going to be just overflowing with all sorts of stuff. Yeah, exactly. And things. Yeah,
that's the plan.
And maybe it'll all turn into some lovely compost that we can put somewhere. In the meantime, I can see that we've got some fine flags here with the initials M and J. Any significance?
Just Mountjoy. I just thought, yeah.
Mountjoy.
Not Michael Jackson.
No, not Michael Jackson. I'm very glad that we are celebrating Mountjoy in this way. And we've of course got this wonderful sandpit that kids are enjoying and using. You've got the teepees. You've got the willow swings. It's all happening.
Yeah, it's all happening in here now, especially with this.
Yeah, we just need the sun.